Hello, my name is Marcus, and I'm doing my little video over the country of Panama, located down here in the little circle of the map I just did. Um, the country of Panama is on the infamous linking Central and South America together. The Panama Canal is a famous feature of human engineering that cuts through the center, linking the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean together. And it's for essential shipping routes. In the capital, they have Panama City, which is full of modern skyscrapers and casinos, nightclubs. And they also have colonial buildings in the Casco district. And lastly, they have the rainforest in the natural metropolitan park. And I'm going to kind of go through and talk about a little bit of everything. These are pictures of the canal. The Panama Canal was built to reduce the distance that ships have to travel to pass between the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans. The canal allows shippers of commercial goods, so anything from automobiles to fuel to food and stuff like that, to save money and time, which generally means lowers the prices for people like yourself and me. And it's also important for the U.S. because many of the U.S. exports and imports travel through the canal on a daily, and over 10% of all U.S. shipping goes through this canal of the city. This is kind of like relatively newer, and this is also including the district that I mentioned earlier. Here's another picture of the main city of Panama City, and it looks kind of like Miami. This is a map that has to do with kind of like the weather of how the country has been affected by weather. And the country of Panama, it only has two seasons, a wet season and a dry season. And in the wet season, the coldest it is on average on a low is roughly 69 to 70 degrees. And the average on a hot day is roughly 90, and that's in October. During the months of like September, October, and August, and about May and June is when they can experience hurricanes due to the change in the climate. This was a couple of years ago. If anybody remembers Hurricane Michael that moved through the Gulf and got part of Florida and Texas, and it moved down the coast and hit a lot of Central America. This is a picture out in the rainforest of Panama. Panama is slightly bigger than Ireland, and Ireland's, as you know, really tiny, but it has 21 times more plant species per square mile than Brazil. And it's also known for its islands and astounding biodiversity. And lastly, with the erosion of biodiversity, I learned that humankind loses the potential to adapt to ecosystems, and new challenges such as population growth and climate change are a problem. And being able to achieve food security and nutrition for all is what's it called, like linked to the maintenance of biodiversity. And that in Panama more than 20 government representatives met as a part of a global assessment process for the sustainable use and conservation of biodiversity for food and nutrition, and that Latin America and the Caribbean host the greatest genetic resource base for crops and food grown that is consumed worldwide, such as corn, potatoes, yucca sweet potatoes, tomatoes, beans, peanuts, and pumpkins. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video.